Hi everyone, this is my presentation on servant leadership. What is servant leadership? Servant leadership begins with a desire to serve and help everyone succeed together. A precise definition of servant leadership would be a style based on the desire to serve and give to your community. By putting the needs of others first, you empower people to perform at their best. This style takes a selfless approach to leading and focuses on the idea of helping provide people with the tools they need to succeed, instead of only what the leader needs to gain power and success. This means that the leader is going out on the floor, asking people what they need, asking if they have issues, asking about their personal life as well, making sure that everybody is just taken care of in every aspect so that they can perform to their best. What does a servant leader look like? A servant leader aims to arm employees with all the training and tools they need to be successful. This means helping build competency in the areas employees excel in while progressing in new areas over time. So for this, a manager would want to assess an employee and see where they really have a lot of success and put them in that place to make them comfortable and help them, find their place. But at the same time, throughout time, they need to help them go into other areas and develop new skills and get out of their comfort zone a little bit more so that they can be a better rounded person and employee. Servant leadership also means being responsible in the learning process. A servant leader will help teach employees but not point fingers or degrade employees when mistakes are made. So while they are teaching these employees new competencies and skills, they will encourage them, but if something goes wrong, they won't yell at them. They will kind of take responsibility as the leader and as the teacher for the students' mistakes. Servant leaders can be seen in the workplace connecting and building relationships with employees in order to better serve them. This means asking how the employees are doing and addressing any concerns or issues they may be experiencing. So again, that's just getting out on the floor, really connecting with people and asking, what do you need? What can I do for you? That's the servant leader mannerism. Service model. So there's a model that's the service model, and each letter stands for a different idea or characteristic. So S stands for service. This is a way for employees to come together to define what service is to them and focus on how clients and any others who are encountered can be served to the best of the company's ability. E is for education, expectations, and empowerment. Education is necessary to help employees do the best job they can and be prepared for most any task. By taking the time to train employees, it also shows that they are valued. Expectations must be provided so everyone knows the standards they are being held to. This helps promote having pride in a person's work, which leads to higher quality outcomes. Empowerment is key to promoting a positive workplace where employees feel that they have a support system to help them thrive. So you need to educate employees, make sure they have their training, not just throw them in. That's what sets them up for success from the beginning. Expectations from the beginning, if they're clearly outlined, relieve some of the stress of coming into a new place or trying new things because you know what your expectations are and what your goals are for the future. So it helps avoid mistakes, problems, and just takes off some of the stress because you know what you're looking for and you know what to be doing. And then empowerment, if you have a support system behind you, you're more likely to want to try new things. You're going to be able to focus because you're not having all that weight on you. You can have someone to support you and help you. R is for respect and appreciation. Employees need to feel respected and appreciated by their managers because organizations are built on groups of people, not just one person. Managers also require respect from the employees they are directing. This dual respect allows everyone to be valued while also making progress and efficiency possible on a daily basis. V is for vision. Having a vision allows a team to come together and provides motivation to work for something every day, as well as providing motivation to behave in an uplifting manner. I is for inclusion. By giving employees a voice, they feel valued and can look at results and feel good that they had a hand in the success of the company. So respect and appreciation goes both ways. No one wants to work for someone that they feel doesn't respect them and appreciate them and what they do. But at the same time, a manager needs to feel that respect in order to really have a good communication and just relationship with all the employees. It needs to go both ways for it to work smoothly. Vision allows the team to have something to look forward to on the tough days, and it helps motivate them through those tougher days and any problems that may come up. And it helps everybody to just be in a more positive mood, which makes things go smoothly. Inclusion is so important because an employee that feels that they are valued and that their opinions are wanted and heard is more likely to speak up and share their ideas in the future, and more ideas always leads to better things. C is for communication. Communication is important because it helps avoid misunderstandings as well as making sure tasks can be done more efficiently and are done correctly. Having clear communication also allows employees to feel that they have a support system and that they are being heard when voicing opinions and concerns. Again, communication is just a way to find out the problems people are having, find out what's helping those problems, something that may be looked into further as an option for helping things in the future, but also just helps people be heard and helps them feel satisfied with what they're doing. Enrichment. This refers to caring for yourself. Leaders must encourage their employees to also care for themselves because this helps bring in positive energy and renewed spirits and motivation to the workplace. Enrichment is important because burnout is so prevalent in a lot of careers today, especially the medical field. So if you can have that work-life balance and just the enrichment of caring for yourself and doing your work and doing it to the best of your ability, but also not running it yourself into the ground with it, that is key to making everything better. The products will be better, the workplace environment will be better, everything will just be more successful. Next, we're going to look at characteristics of a servant leader. That's just some qualities and ideas to keep in mind as a servant leader and just things to learn when becoming a servant leader. So listening is taking a genuine interest in people's views, ideas, and problems. A lot of people will ask someone what's wrong, but when the other person says what their issue is or what's going on, the other person will not actually listen. So you need to actually listen to what it is and have intent and care when asking, and actually take the time to consider what they're saying. Empathy is being able to understand what someone is going through and where they are coming from by forming an emotional connection. So by connecting with people when you do ask and when you do try to listen to them, it helps you really pay attention and be intentional with asking questions and just listening to them and seeing what can you do for them and what can the company do and what can we all do collectively, rather than just doing an empty kind of listening. Healing is being part of a support system that allows people to feel that they have allies and are cared about. If someone came from a more negative workplace or they're just going through a rough time, making someone feel that they are backed and cared about helps them thrive. Awareness is paying attention to the people and activities around you, but also reflecting on your own strengths, weaknesses, and specific style of doing things, such as leadership or learning style. It's important to pay attention to your environment and the people in it, but also take a look at yourself. If there's problems going on, you can assess the environment around you, but you also need to assess yourself to see, am I helping the problem or am I creating the problem? So next we have persuasion, which is motivating people to help and follow your lead because of a shared vision and respect. People want to follow you as a leader instead of being forced to follow you. This is important because while having your employees be scared of you or just feel intimidated, it might get things done because you have that kind of authority, but you lose respect. And that's where if something were to happen, people aren't going to want to put in that extra effort to help fix the situation. So by using persuasion and motivating people to follow your lead because they respect you and because they share a vision with you and are just in a positive mindset, it can be really helpful. Conceptualization is achieving the goals for the daily basis while also moving towards long-term goals. So you need to be able to see what your objectives are for the future and steadily work towards those objectives, but not lose sight of the small everyday tasks that need to be done in order to get to that long-term goal. Commitment to growth of people is looking to develop employees on a professional level, but also personally, showing that they are more than just the tasks they can do. Employees are important because they come in with certain skills, but they can be so much more useful if you develop their skills in the workplace. But in order for any of that to happen and for it to be successful, you need to help grow them as a person, check in on them on their personal level, and just make sure everything is okay all around. Building community. Being involved in the local community, but also building a network of trust and commitment within a team of employees. So once you've established a good relationship, good communication, just an overall good environment in the workplace, it's so important to reach out to the community because those are the people that you're serving. Those are the people that you want to have a connection with in some type of way. So reaching out to them and trying to help or just communicate with the community is so important. So next we have the benefits of servant leadership. So servant leadership allows managers to help not only the clients that are being seen, but also their employees. So a manager might go to their employees and say, what do you need? How can I help? But they can also go to their clients and say, what can we do better? What can I help you with? What do you need for your project, your task? It allows people to feel empowered and causes a positive chain reaction of wanting to help others. Someone that feels like they've grown personally and professionally and have a positive view, they're going to want to help new people that come in, help their peers. It just creates a whole positive chain reaction. It creates a positive work environment and more productive and growth-focused community among employees. A positive environment and, again, that positive chain reaction of helping others creates a better environment because instead of everybody being so focused on what they're doing and then someone else struggling by themselves in a corner, people are willing to look over and say, hey, I can help you with that, I've been there. Servant leadership helps prevent problems and helps more effectively deal with any issues that do occur. So servant leadership really builds respect in that connection, as I said. So if a problem does come up, people are more likely to be able to resolve it quickly and respectfully, and it will be just a less ugly scene all around. It leads to the desire to grow and learn in order to achieve better outcomes due to feeling valued and competent. So again, a positive environment makes people feel like I can do this, I have value, and I can even improve and do better, and they want to. And potentially cultivates future servant leaders. So by people wanting to help others and looking at the person next to them and asking what they need, that leads to future servant leaders because they're already starting that leadership style with their peers. They're asking what they need. They're asking if they can help. All those kinds of things just create the potential for future servant leaders to take management jobs someday. Servant leadership in healthcare. Healthcare is all about serving others in an altruistic fashion. Everything done by healthcare professionals such as doctors and nurses is for the good of others. Leadership in healthcare should be the same way. Managers must pay attention to the needs of their staff. Everyone, including the leadership team, must identify the strengths and weaknesses of the team as a whole and on an individual level. Healthcare is all about seeing a patient and seeing what you can do to help them be better, feel better, just everything good, make them better. It's all about helping others. And servant leadership is the same principle. It's about seeing what others need and trying to help them in any way you can. So the two really go hand in hand. Getting to know employees helps leaders find the fields and tasks they will thrive in, which helps give patients better experiences and care. If the staff is well taken care of, they are able to take care of the patients better. If they're not stressed out, they can catch those details that really make for a good experience for patients and keep them safe and comfortable. The healthcare setting can be scary and uncomfortable for patients, so acting in a servant leadership fashion can help patients feel at ease. By getting to know people and showing you care about their needs, it will be more trusting and comfortable in the healthcare setting. So the management team can use servant leadership, as I said, to make sure the employees are well taken care of, but when the employees are well taken care of, that trickles down to the patients. So if the employees can also use servant leadership ideas and techniques, it'll make sure that the patients feel taken care of, they feel supported, they feel just valued. Developing into a servant leader. While some people are naturally inclined to act as servant leaders, anyone can work to turn into one. Servant leadership practices must be implemented into a person's daily routine in order to become a common practice. These concepts do not only apply to those who are currently in or working towards management positions, but are available to everyone who serves anyone, from staff to physicians to any other medical worker, even those who do not participate in direct patient contact. One step at a time, servant leadership can be worked into a person's everyday routine until it becomes second nature. So just because someone is not in a management position, even if they're not looking to be in a management position, they can implement the characteristics and traits of a servant leader in order to excel in the task they are doing at the moment. And it just takes time, just one trait at a time, one technique at a time. They can be intentional about trying to add that into their daily routine, and eventually they can add one more, and eventually they'll have the attitude of a servant leader.